Good morning, friends. Let's settle in, as we often do, with a moment of silence and stillness in the manner of friends. Thank you. Can we just start with some applause? There's a good energy in this space. Welcome to the Book Awards. Friends, welcome to our end-of-year academic recognition ceremony. This is a time to pause, to celebrate, and to reflect on what it truly means to be part of a meeting for learning. We're going to celebrate some folks, but it's also important that we think about our academic program together as an entire community. At AFS, we believe that the great learning begins with great questions. Great learning begins with great questions. This year, in our upper school, our faculty has been deeply engaged with the 4th Century Center Inquiry Lab's work, exploring the role of technology and cell phone use in our lives. We've also been engaged with thinking about the purpose of restorative practices in our school's culture. As an upper school team, we've also leaned into our school-wide inquiry or school-wide query. What does it mean? What does it actually mean to be a Quaker school? Together, we've considered what it means to also thrive in a world of pluralistic contention, a phrase that's become a touchstone as we strive to meet the moment with clarity, courage, and compassion, both with one another and with you. But what guides this work is more than any one initiative. We've had plenty this year. It's a vision of education that's rooted in collaboration, curiosity, and community. A vision that we call at our school, and you've heard it before, meeting for learning, gathering in a serious way to think about how we grow together. As Jane Freeman, founding head of Princeton Friends School, writes, she wrote this years ago in 2001, the underlying assumption was that everyone in the room had a piece of the truth, and together we were constructing a more complex understanding than any one of us could have done alone. We grow only to the extent that we approach each of these experiences with hope and an expectation of being transformed, combined with a willingness both to learn from others and to contribute to their learning. So we learn as an entire community. This idea that Jane mentions, that every voice matters and the truth is discovered among us, sits at the heart of Quaker education and is at the heart of what we do here every single day as an entire school community. So let me ask a number of questions of the entire community here. What would be lost if a discipline, English, history, science, math, the arts, or health, simply disappeared, vanished from your education? What ways of thinking, interpreting, or imagining would fade, slowly or quickly? What part of yourself would still be waiting to emerge? As we lift up awardees this morning from the senior class, I invite you to reflect on a few queries, ones that have inspired the disciplines, ones inspired by the disciplines that we honor and the values we hold. How do you respond to discomfort? What does peace really mean? What does it look like to take responsibility for something greater than yourself? How do you nurture relationships? How do you celebrate growth? Can you name your vision for a better world? Detail it. How do you hold space for wonder? How do you express kindness? How do you use numbers and data to reason and make meaning? What does global citizenship look like in your life specifically? What is your burning bush moment, one that ignites a deeper purpose? Consider those questions as we think about who's being lifted up specifically today. In the upper school at Abington Friends School, we're all both teachers and learners. Students learn from teachers, teachers learn from one another, students learn from teachers, and teachers learn from students. You are not waiting to become meaningful contributors to the world. You are already building lives of purpose through the daily practice of discernment, reflection, and care. This ceremony is not just a celebration of outcomes. It's a recognition of effort, inquiry, creativity, and growth. The students that we honor today here are thinkers, artists, and scholars driven by curiosity and grounded in character. And while we name individual achievements, we also lift up the community that supported, challenged, and inspired them. You, us. Make no mistake, every AFS student grows and contributes in their own way, along their own path, on their own journey. That too is something to celebrate. And with that, let's begin. Let's begin lifting up our awardees. The way this is going to work is the following. We're going to have a number of colleagues, faculty members come on up. When they come up, we're going to call a name. We're going to ask that person to come down to the stage. It's going to feel really awkward. We're going to ask you to get up, come down to the stage, and be recognized. And as you're being recognized, like seniors, you'll have senior recognition next month for you individually. We're going to read a citation in your honor. Let's begin. Welcome. Thank you for being here for the Academic Award Ceremony. First up, Nicole.
Thank you, Brendan. Hang on, much shorter. It's really wonderful to be here this morning and to welcome all of you and all of the families of our awardees. So I'm going to start with the Greg Salmon Award, which will be presented to Una Davis. You have to stand here, like you said, awkwardly while I read all these things. Okay? And I also want to point out to you, those are the salmons over there.
Thank you.
In December of 2024, this community suffered a devastating loss when Greg Salmon, class of 2006, was killed in a car accident. In our loss of Greg, his place in the community as someone who carried a bright spirit, the unusual ability to put all at ease, to include others, to make others laugh in generous ways, to be a caring and attentive friend to many, his commitment to community service, all came into clear focus. The easiest way to describe him was as a great kid. With the annual Salmon Award, we remember Greg and these gifts that he shared so freely with others, and we honor the deep value of his best qualities to the school community. Each year, the Salmon Award is given to a member of the junior class who reflects these virtues above and beyond, these virtues above and beyond those accomplishments that are more typically recognized in school awards. When you meet Una for the first time, you are struck by the light and warmth she exudes. When you have the privilege of getting to know Una over time, you know that she is a genuine, thoughtful, and empathetic friend. Una jumps into new experiences with gusto and good humor. Open-minded and willing to try new things, Una is all about the process rather than the outcome. Every class, lab, stage, and art studio that Una is a part of becomes more positive, collaborative, and joyful because of her infectious curiosity and ability to connect with her peers. Una pays particular attention to those around her and instinctively seeks out the situation where she can be helpful. Una is an empathetic listener who always seeks a positive resolution. She sees what the group needs and makes sure it happens. Una's leadership at school is proof of this thoughtful care for others. In Women's Empowerment and Student Agenda Committee, Una is an inclusive organizer who focuses her energy on people and radiates thoughtfulness. She looks for and finds the best in others. More than anything else, however, Una is recognized today for her friendship. Whether she is talking with a close friend or classmate with whom she has a passing acquaintance, Una seems to approach each point of contact purely as an opportunity to connect with another human being without artifice or agenda. AFS is a better place because of Una. Congratulations, Una, on this well-deserved recognition. Hold on, hang on, let's stand over here real quick, because your parents will want a picture of you. All right. Now that I've figured out the system, I'm going to read the description first and then call the people down. Okay. The Campbell Family Service Award was established in 2012 in recognition of former AFS parents David and Gwen Campbell in appreciation for their outstanding contributions, generosity, and long years of dedicated service to Abington Friends School. The Campbell Family Service Award goes to the senior who best embodies the Campbell spirit of giving, generosity, and leadership through hard work and service to others. This embodiment is best described as the notion of heart, head, and hands. That is, this student has demonstrated heart through a visible passion for service and a selfless devotion to others. The student has shown a head for leadership, initiative, creativity, and persistence, and the student has used hands for doing what needs to be done and being involved in the work in a deeply personal way. The Campbell Family Service Award recognizes that student whose selfless community involvement has added immeasurably to the quality of life for all of us. This year's Campbell Family Service Award goes to 2 seniors who have continuously embodied heart, head, and hands in their service to the community throughout their time here at AFS. The recipients are Maya London Howden Gray and Angela Stevens. Stand close. Actually, stand on this side so it can be easier for Matt to take pictures. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Hey there, how are you?
Hey, Rusty.
Good to see you. All righty. Maya London, in your time here, you have been known as a compassionate leader and community builder. You bring infectious joy and good humor to all your relationships, and it is no surprise to us that you were awarded the Greg Salmon Award in your junior year because of your care for the community. Angie, what a tour de force as a top student athlete and community member. Your teachers speak highly of your leadership in the classroom and beyond, always leading by example with your diligence, work ethic, and care for others. Whoa. While individually exceptional, together, Angie and Maya London have been a hugely impactful team, most notably with their work for Kicks for Cancer, belovedly known as KFC by you all, the student body. Angie and Maya London were part of the first team that revived Kicks for Cancer after the pandemic, working to bring the tradition to its new home, the Berman Athletics Center. Over the course of their 3 years of service, Maya London and Angie have contributed to multiple teams that raised a total of $35,000 for melanoma research. Wow. And that research is done at the Fox Cancer Research Center. The 2024 school event hit a school fundraising record of over $15,000. As senior clerks for KFC, in its 15th anniversary event, Angie and Maya London led the largest event in their 3 years of participating, with the largest alumni participation on record. And with much foresight, they were sure to recruit and train a strong team of students to continue their legacy. In addition to their record-breaking legacy with KFC, Angie captained the Kitty Kicks event in 2024 and Maya London in 2025. As an opportunity for lower school students to run soccer drills and scrimmage, Kitty Kicks solicited endless smiles and built awareness about Fox Chase melanoma research with lower school families. Both Maya London and Angie can be counted on to do whatever it takes to make Kicks for Cancer successful, whether that was pulling raffle tickets out of a box in front of the crowd, going into the shadowy depths of the basement of the Berman to find supplies each year, or carrying 900 donated donuts from Phil Bagel. Or donated bagels, my bad, I'm thinking donuts. We are truly filled with joy to recognize Angie and Maya's contributions and the good work they have done on behalf of the community. Thank you. That's it.
All right, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Arts Department, I'm thrilled to be giving these Senior Book Awards to these very deserving students. We are going to start with the Instrumental Music Virtuoso Award, which is being awarded to Jackson McWilliams. Jackson, you've been a fantastic ensemble member in your time at AFS. You have demonstrated excellent technique, admirable musical knowledge, and a natural adeptness for leadership. This leadership was especially welcome in recent years as our guitar section grew from 2 to 3, and this year to 6. The lessons and skills you shared with them were crucial in their development and have set excellent foundations to be built upon. Your reliability and ability as a performer are commendable and remarkable, and your dedication to musical growth throughout the years has been unmistakable. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts with our ensembles, and I hope you continue to live a musical life filled with discovery and gratification. Thank you again. Okay, next up is the Instrumental Award for the Service and Leadership Award, and that is being awarded to Priyal Sanathara. Priyal, I can't overstate the impact you've had on our instrumental ensembles. From our conversations, I know you saw your time in band as a break from academics where you can just let loose and enjoy making music. And this enjoyment has been both evident and contagious. You are surrounded by laughing and joyous conversation, and you bring a natural and heartfelt enthusiasm to our rehearsals and performances. I particularly appreciate your contributions to our ensemble's musical discussions, where you regularly made insightful comments and gave thoughtful suggestions. The band room will be a little less bright next year with you gone, but I'm sure your musical gifts and experiences will continue to be a guiding light. You're welcome. Let's get a picture.
This is for the Strings Music Service and Leadership Award for Jada Melville. Jada has been a consistent and insightful leader in strings class. Her excellent communication led to the senior piece in our spring concert, which allowed for our seniors to display their hard work and talent. She uses her voices and her voice and her skills to put others in a position where they can feel comfortable and successful. She does this in a way that does not call attention to herself, but rather she prefers to see others lifted up and actively seeks situations where their light can shine. She listens thoughtfully to instructions and in conversation, and brings questions and wisdom that enrich every discussion. Her commitment to bringing out the best in her community is what has made her an invaluable leader in my class, and I am sure will make her an invaluable leader whatever path she chooses to take. Congratulations, Jada. The next award is for the Strings Virtuoso Award, Timmy Ma. There's no question that Timmy possesses the technical skills and outstanding talent of a virtuoso. He has shone in, I think, all of the ensembles this year beyond strings, in both piano and viola. I don't think Timmy sees music as anything challenging anymore, but rather just as an exciting opportunity that sooner or later, and probably sooner, he's going to master. He not only puts hard work and practice to make this happen, but he also has an innate connection to music and is constantly seeking to understand it on a deeper level, exploring different genres of music and voraciously listening to any music in his free time. His enthusiasm for music was infectious in our strings class. Timmy's enthusiasm, work ethic, and talent will shine bright in any field he chooses to pursue. Congratulations.
The AFS Choral Virtuoso Award was created to honor a senior whose deep interest in choral music, dedication to improving their craft, and overall vocal proficiency makes them a leader in our program. This year's award goes to Kobe Fallon. An extraordinarily versatile vocalist, Kobe easily moves from belting a Broadway showstopper to blending beautifully with a choral group. He is remarkable for his ability to take feedback and implement it. He is one of the most coachable performers I've ever worked with, always striving to be better, always seeking to challenge himself. Last year, Kobe decided to arrange the song Wait For Me from Hadestown for the chamber singers. He wrote the arrangement for 8 different voice parts, which, for those of you who are not musicians, how can I put this in layman's terms, is freaking insane. Just a monumentally challenging endeavor. He did it, though, over the course of a year until the piece premiered at our choral concert last spring. It received an ecstatic and well-deserved standing ovation. I remind you that at the time, Kobe was a junior in high school. What will he do next? It is my pleasure to present Kobe with the AFS Choral Virtuoso Award. The AFS Choral Music Award for Service and Leadership honors a senior who has shown commitment, integrity, and dependability during their time in the choral program. This year's award goes to Ali Cromar. Although this particular award is not specifically about vocal ability, let me start by saying this. Oh my word, Ali can sing. She gave an astonishing performance in the spring concert as the soprano soloist for Hymn to the Eternal Flame, and tonight for our showcase, Ali will sing an Italian aria by Puccini. Ali's skill as a musician is undeniable. But this is an award about commitment and dependability. Ali was part of the AFS choral program for all 4 years of upper school, and her dedication as a member of both the concert choir and chamber singers has never wavered. With tremendous enthusiasm, Ali has been a leader by example, always engaged, always striving to sing her best. Also, Ali pretty much never missed a rehearsal. And that's a good thing because Ali was the student I counted on to take attendance for me every class. With tremendous gratitude for everything Ali has done for the choral program, we present her with the AFS Choral Music Award for Service and Leadership. There we go. Yay, you rock. We gotta do a picture.
All right. The Abington Friends School Technical Theater Award is given to a student who shows dedication, heart, and a true love for the theater. The candidate is one who goes above and beyond any expectations and is always willing to give a helping hand. And this is a student who spends countless hours working on making a production just right. And this year, the award goes to Oliver Peterson. Yeah. Oliver's mind is one that soaks up information verbally like a sponge, which is very helpful when the only chance I get to tell him what he needs to be done is yelling it up into the catwalks. Too often you would hear me call out, hey, I need that Source 4 power over on Cat 2A with a WFL lens, 575 lamp, not that 750 lamp next to the 36-degree color source with an R132 gel. And don't forget the barn doors, and he wouldn't miss a beat. 10th grade, I couldn't keep him away from the catwalks. We started getting LED retrofits, and every day I'd see Oliver with 3 different types of screwdrivers, putting together all the kits. And he was a huge part of revitalizing the black box, from hanging all the lights to coming in during the summer to hanging new curtains. I am always grateful to his curiosity with a work ethic. Daniel Boylan, my professor of design at Temple University, said the best compliment he could receive about a set he created was from the actor. If they can live and breathe life into the world that is only painted on one side and make it truly three-dimensional, then that design is a success. So it is rare to have a skilled technician and a designer also be a strong actor. And with the support of his fellow collaborator and conspirator, Kobe Fallon, he is designed for all 3 divisions, with the lower school shows, middle school musical, and the upper school play. He even did lights for Aegis last night and wrote this light cue. But what I think about most impressed me with Oliver is that he is a teacher. If you've seen him with other students, you know. He has the knowledge to share, but the gift of patience, charisma, and curiosity to spread that gift with his fellow students and those yearning to learn. And because of that, that's what we are so good at on the catwalks in the theater. We are so good at doing this in the catwalks, shining a light on others. So, thank you.
The 2023 Abingdon Friends Theater Award for Performance and Service honors the senior who has served our co-curricular program through dedication to the ideals and excellence of our productions in the upper school. This student has made their mark in our classes, through our marketing club, and on our stages. This year's recipient is Ava Cole. You just stand there and look important. A theater is a sacred space. It is where we gather to understand ourselves and others. To be a theater maker, you must fearlessly dive into the full human experience. You must welcome your roles with deep empathy, and you must extend that fearless empathy to your community. And we all know that this is embodied in Ava. Every year, her work as an actor has gotten more fearless and more empathetic. And at the same time, she has pushed this program to also be more fearless, to face our shortcomings head on, and to dig deeply into change. She leaves all of us better than she found us. She truly serves her community while truly serving on stage. The 2023 Abingdon Friends Theater Award for Curricular Excellence honors the senior whose deep interest in theater, dedication to improving their own craft, and citizenship in the classroom raise the bar for every person in it. This year, that student is Yael Smith-Posner. Yael doesn't just excel in her theater classes, she immerses herself, even in the classes she is not enrolled in, but is taking anyway. Gathering plays and ideas well outside of the curriculum, devouring them, and then bringing new words, new ideas, new images into whatever she is doing on stage or in the studio. She has consumed all that the theater curriculum here has to offer. She has worked on every show at AFS in small roles and large, and she grabs every opportunity she can to deepen her connection to and understanding of the theater. But it is her monumental work ethic outside of the classroom and the rehearsal hall that is so impressive. Yael will ride her bicycle 5 miles through an ice storm if there is a chance to perform and learn at the end of the ride. That is a theater maker. Our stages will miss your artistry and your community building, Yael, but most of all, we will miss your voracious mind.
Well, I think we've made the point that we're a school that values the arts. But it's my pleasure to present the Award for Excellence in Visual Art to someone who's actually not here today because he is at his sister's graduation, college graduation in Wisconsin. But that award is going to Will Ortega. So recently, Will and I were chatting about how Renaissance artists were trained hundreds of years ago From a lowly apprentice who ground up the paints and did the grunt work, but also got to drink in the atmosphere of the Master's Art Studio, moving up the ranks methodically, taking on more and more responsibility until they were ready to strike out on their own. In Will's case, he has jumped from beginner to master in 4 lightning-quick years. I'm not using hyperbole here. He is at a level of technical understanding and work ethic that I have never encountered before in a high school student. I'm not the only one who's impressed by Will's talent, imagination, and drive, as evidenced by his many awards, gold keys from scholastic art competitions and awards from Young Arts. He's been ambitious and unafraid to let his light shine. Will is also grounded. He's always gracious about offering his ceramic expertise to encourage and solve problems with others. Whether he winds up mentoring other sculptors in his career is an open question, but his work definitely teaches, as all good art does. What can Will's art teach? It can teach us how important patience is in successful work. When we focus and really put the time in, our ideas start to blossom. It's not the other way around. The inspiration doesn't cause consistent work causes inspiration, and Will's time in the ceramic studio is testament to that. A final note, all the pieces in Will's fantastical senior thesis, where he imagined an ancient culture and developed ceremonial objects for that fictional setting, are working musical instruments. It's been a gift to have such a dedicated and creative artist with us these past 4 years. Keep your eye on his work, and please enjoy it outside tonight at Showcase.
Hi, sorry. My name is Andrew Bickford. I'm the English Department Chair, and this year the department with the English Award would like to honor Casey Smothers. Casey is a uniquely curious and intellectually adventurous student whose passion for complex ideas and challenging texts sets them apart. After writing an in-class essay on Virginia Woolf, Casey not only recognized the depth required to engage with Woolf's work, but actively sought out the opportunity to write a longer, more intricate piece of literary analysis. They even mused excitedly about one day taking a college course devoted entirely to Woolf, a testament to their hunger for deep literary engagement. In every essay, Casey seeks not just to answer a question, but to uncover an intellectual core at its center. In a standout piece on Hamlet, they elegantly deconstructed the binary of sanity and insanity, treating the topic not only as a central tension in the play, but as a lens to explore broader themes of truth and identity. Even under time conditions, Casey's writing demonstrates this intellectual depth, such as in their insightful comparison of racism's arbitrariness to the indiscriminate destruction of a hurricane in Their Eyes Are Watching God. Casey is not only a gifted writer, but a thinker who thrives on challenge and reflection. Their work is defined by rigor, originality, and unrelenting curiosity. Their insatiable desire to question and understand challenges their peers, elevates the conversation in class. It is for these reasons that the English department would like to award the English Award to Casey. The AFS class of 1955 credits Mary Helen Bickley, an English teacher, with helping them become confident readers, writers, and thinkers. To honor her memory, they dedicate a book to the Faulkner Library each year in in his or her name to a student who is a powerful reader, writer, and thinker. This year, we'd like to honor 2 students, Aquila Mixon and Katie Paducah. Okay, you can't cheat, you're not allowed to. All right. Aquila Mixon is a wonder, an absolute original thinker who we've had the pleasure of sharing this space with. When she raises her hand, we never know what she's going to say, but her points always demonstrate a depth and breadth of thought. Aquila is always with a book, and she engages others in discussion about what they are reading. She has a thirst for knowledge about other ways of reading. She seeks feedback to improve and dig deeper into her written work, informed by her wide imagination, an imagination cultivated through books. Aquila's world building exists within text by others and by those she writes. As she finds moments to share original stories and ideas with a wide array of people, Aquila has been an editor and consistent writer for The Blue and White, including thoughtful reflections on Quakerism and the role of meeting for worship. She created an amazing children's book about animals with social anxiety that compassionately created an allegorical roadmap for how some people experience the world. Aquila also reaches beyond AFS for feedback. She interviewed graphic novel writers from New York to see what she could discover. It is for all these reasons that we honor Aquila with the Mary Helen Bickley Award today. Katie is in some ways a stealth reader. She does all the reading for her classes, and over the course of her time at AFS, has also audited at least 2 English classes where she did all the assignments, contributed to the class discussions, and suggested books for the rest of the class to read. Katie also categorizes her reading and creates her own genres of books. For example, Twisty, a Paducah Goodreads, if you will. Where there are books, i.e. bookstores, libraries, or classrooms, you will find Katie, reading or marking a book up with her brow furrowed in concentration and contemplation as she unpacks and unravels characters, plots, and ideas. Katie also translates her attention to detail and love of books to her writing. Recently, she wrote about a reaction to a spider in a deep and thoughtful manner. Unlike so many of us, Katie uses books to escape and unwind. Rather than retreating to a screen, oh my gosh, she retreats and thrives in the physical and tangible spaces of the written word and world. It is for these reasons that we offer Katie this book and our appreciation and the Mary Helen Bickley Award for her, and wish her many more wonderful reads.
Good morning. Each year, the History Department Book Award acknowledges outstanding student achievement in the discipline. This year, by unanimous acclamation, the department has chosen to recognize Casey Smothers. Casey, you've distinguished yourself in our classrooms in so many ways over the past 4 years. Across the board, your teachers have appreciated your active participation in discussion. You've consistently elevated the conversation, sometimes from the back corner of the room, but always with clarity, precision, and purpose, and with an attentive ear to your peers. You've written powerful editorials on presidential politics, role-played a Communist Party member during the Cold War, and simulated the US-backed overthrow of the Arbenz government in Guatemala, and I understand also recently wrote a really compelling argument for why Jimmy Carter should be on Mount Rushmore, which I agree. Through it all, you've brought a sense of empathy, authenticity, and genuine intellectual engagement to your work. You are also an exceptionally sophisticated researcher and writer. I did not have the pleasure of teaching you, and yes, I did get a little bit of FOMO when I was reading all the comments, but I have read the quote-unquote working draft of your independent study research, and I'm frankly a little dumbfounded. Few high school students could write a 30-page research paper examining the extent to which Pol Pot's Communist Party of Kampuchea adopted Maoist ideology, complete with a historiographical introduction situating their own claim within the existing literature on this subject. As a result, I'm pleased to announce that with just a little bit more work over the summer, you will have completed your first master's thesis. Casey, thank you for sharing your unbounded curiosity, your steady classroom leadership, your sharp insights, and your deeply held convictions with us. In your 4 years, you've elevated our department and all those around you, and we're all looking forward to seeing the impact those gifts will have in the wider world.
Good morning. On behalf of the World Language Department, I'm Brian Cassidy. For excellence in Spanish, the department will honor 2 students whose commitment to fostering an immersive learning environment is outdone only by their ethical consciousness of the Spanish-speaking world. Please come to the stage, Nelson Cordon and Gabriela Puntal. Gabriela and Nelson, for 4 years, you entered Spanish class with a purpose. Every day you brought heart, humility, and a healthy dose of humanity, and maybe an occasional dramatic sigh during an extra AP classroom activity. Through your willingness to speak Spanish, to discuss current events, or present to class, you modeled not only the importance of taking risks with a new language, but also deep respect for the language and the people who speak it. Your desire to travel to Guatemala through the Global Travel Program was a natural extension of your curiosity and compassion. Your dedication to speak Spanish not only helped you grow as speakers, but also encouraged others in the group to do the same. You embraced every moment with open minds and open hearts, proving that real learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Whether at home or abroad, you lead with kindness, empathy, and a genuine desire to understand and uplift others. Your respect for Spanish-speaking cultures is something you live, not just something you've learned. Thank you for reminding us that language is more than words. It's connection, culture, and community. We're so proud to honor both of you for your excellence, authenticity, and joy. Finally, it's my honor to call forward a student moved by a deep passion to learn the French language and connect with culture, and who has crafted their own path to linguistic excellence. For exemplary achievement in French, I'd like to invite Dalia Abushi to the stage. Dalia, a brilliant French student at AFS since 9th grade, you have taken extraordinary steps both in and out of class to learn French culture and advance your linguistic skills. Twice, you committed to an intensive, immersive program over the summer, which fueled your desire to engage with the language through cultural exploration and human connections. From the studies of Francophone cultures to your exploration of French New Wave cinema, your efforts reflect a profound intellectual curiosity which motivates you to find every opportunity to interact with the language and make French part of your daily life. In class, you consistently brought a high level of energy and engagement, which redefined excellent standards of studentship. Whether analyzing and comparing different models of urban planning or talking about linguistic identity in Canada, you share your thoughts with a high level of mastery, confidence, and seriousness of purpose. In fact, your command of grammar, breadth of vocabulary, and oral proficiency allowed you to skip a level of French to enter a more rigorous endeavor. Dahlia, it is for your commitment to achieving fluency, inquisitive mind, and sophistication as a language student that we honor you for excellence in French.
Good morning. This year, the math department honors a student who is an independent thinker, who has been amazingly present in his math classes, and who has shown the steadfast determination needed to deduce the most challenging math problems. I would like to call to the stage Timmy Ma. Many of us would call Timmy a mathematical machine. He approaches problems the way a computer might, with logic and structure. He demonstrates meticulous precision in his written work, and some say his work could be mistaken for a solutions manual. While it is true that Timmy is precise, computational, and efficient, his work is the result of unwavering dedication and maximal effort. He knows so much math, largely because he works hard and asks questions. He shows that great learners are not afraid to ask. They know it's the key to understanding. And although Timmy can be a machine, he offers refreshing creativity, wit, and fun. For instance, for his AP Computer Science final, he merged his love of playing cards and coding to build an engaging card game simulation. On a global travel trip to Hurricane Island, he stayed in a freezing tide pool for far too long, committed to getting a large enough sample size for his statistics project. At school, he's given teachers gifts only a true math nerd would appreciate. Dustless Japanese chalk, a book hundreds of pages long filled solely with the digits of the world's largest known prime number, or a giant saddle function that he constructed from specialized origami paper. In multivariable calculus this year, Timmy completed a homework problem that instructed him to make a large sketch of the level curves for a 3D function. Being Timmy, he came to class with a very large sketch on a 4-foot by 4-foot piece of paper. In a similar fashion, I would like to present Timmy with a certificate that matches his enthusiasm and fun. I'm honored to present Timmy Ma with the Mathematics Department Award.
Good morning. On behalf of the Science Department this year is excited to honor Miranda Shandell. Einstein once claimed that, quote, "The greatest scientists are artists as well." Miranda embodies this idea in so many ways. Whether she's analyzing a complex scientific concept or commanding a stage, Miranda brings creativity, curiosity, and clarity to everything she does. One of Miranda's favorite questions is, would this still be true if? That small phrase reveals so much about her mind. It shows her instinct to probe, to apply knowledge in new ways, and to test the boundaries of what we know. That eagerness to explore the unknown is the heart of scientific thinking and the basis of so many great works of art. In addition to her curiosity, Miranda is a gifted communicator. She doesn't just understand complex ideas, she makes them understandable to others with precision and clarity. She has a gift for seeing past the noise to the essence of a problem, and her explanations are precise, logical, and well-reasoned. She is generous with her time and talents, and can often be found explaining key concepts to her peers with grace, patience, and kindness. Miranda also brings joy to science. She delights in the quirky, weird corners of the subject and makes the lab a fun, collaborative space. She is the student you can count on to gently get the group back on track when needed. Miranda, your future is as bright as your curiosity is deep. Thank you for sharing your talents with us.
So I believe this is a new award this year, and it is the Dartmouth Book Award, which will go to a junior, and that junior is Ruby Shum. Ruby is the kind of student whose quiet brilliance transforms a community. Since joining AFS, she has brought joyful curiosity, intellectual rigor, and a deep generosity of spirit to every space she enters. Whether unraveling a calculus problem, analyzing literature, or exploring circular motions in physics, Ruby's questions deepen discourse, and her example inspires those around her. She shines across disciplines, pairing mastery of French with humor and playfulness, demonstrating precision and creativity in both biology and the visual arts, and delivering fearless, empathetic, and mesmerizing performances on stage. Nominated for a Cappy Award in every show she's performed in, Ruby is also a respected co-director, known for her clarity of vision and steady leadership. But Ruby's impact extends well beyond her academic and artistic achievements. She is deeply present with people, listening fully, offering quiet support, and making others feel seen and valued. She's the one who lingers to help, who others instinctively trust, and who shows up wholeheartedly in every commitment, from clubs to X programs to theater. Her interests are wide-ranging, from international affairs to culinary arts to the sciences, and her integrity is unwavering. Ruby cares about the process, the people, and the purpose behind every endeavor. It is with deep admiration that we recognize Ruby as this year's Dartmouth Book Award recipient, an honor given to a junior who exemplifies academic excellence, leadership, and strong character. Ruby embodies all three with grace, insight, and kindness.
So juniors, next year, this is going to be you. And the year after that, 10th graders. And the year after that, y'all. We have 2 more awards. These last 2 awards are given out on occasion. The first award is the Faculty Award. This year's Faculty Award is presented to a student whose intellectual depth, artistic brilliance, and quiet leadership have enriched every corner of the upper school. Jada Melville, come on down. As Jada comes down, let me explain that this award is an award that is a little bit different than the others. This is one that's discussed by the entire faculty and offered with that honor. I'm representing that. Jada Melville is a multi-talented force whose contributions span the classroom, stage, and community. Her unforgettable performance as the Cowardly Lion in The Wiz wasn't just a triumph of acting, it was a moment of magic that sparked joy across divisions. Lower schoolers would light up when they saw her in the halls and say, "Ooh, that's the lion." They'd say, starstruck. It's a fitting metaphor because like the Cowardly Lion, Jada is brave, loyal, humorous, and deeply full of heart. She also brought life to characters as varied as SpongeBob and Officer Lockstock, embodying each with nuance and commitment. Jada is also an accomplished scholar who has quietly excelled in every academic discipline. Passionate about science, particularly chemistry, where her teacher noted her leadership, risk-taking, and hunger to learn. She has also embraced the full breadth of a liberal arts education, taking all 5 core subjects each year and rising to the challenge of AP French, which she is one of only 3 students enrolled. Her honors pre-calculus teacher described her as the glue of the class, welcoming others into collaboration and helping everyone rise to occasion. In humanities classrooms, Jada stood out for her incisive editorials and her ability to dig into difficult texts and current events with clarity and compassion. She asked thoughtful questions of guest speakers in the politics elective, framing them to elicit meaningful dialogue and deepen the learning for everyone in the room. Beyond the formal classroom, Jada is a constant and thoughtful presence. She regularly attends office hours, not only for her own learning, but to advocate alongside her peers when challenges arise. Her research projects consistently centered marginalized communities, reflecting her fierce sense of justice and her belief that history should help us create a more equitable future. A peer described her as the perfect partner for any type of assignment, a testament to the trust and generosity she brings to every group she's a part of. I'm almost done, Jada. And then there's the music. Jada has starred in every musical since 10th grade, always leading with grace, discipline, and joy. She's a gifted singer and actor who leads by example and shines not just under the spotlight, but behind the scenes where she lifts others up and reminds us what excellence grounded in empathy really looks like. As former head of school Rich Norrie reminded us, when we're here at this school, we take care. That's our stewardship model. Jada's journey through AFS has embodied that, has embodied the lived practice of stewardship through her care for her peers, her teachers, her craft, her community. We're proud to present her with this faculty award. Final award. This is another award that's given out on occasion. This is the Director's Award. The Director's Award is given on occasion to a member of the senior class who has maintained a strong academic standing, has contributed meaningfully both inside and outside the classroom, and demonstrated studentship, stewardship, and leadership in the upper school community. This student not only reveals the best in themselves, but also brings out the best in others. This year's recipient, Priyal Sanathara, has done all of this. Priyal has done all of this. Priyal has done all of this and more. From the moment she joined our community, Priol has led with curiosity, creativity, and character. As a ninth grader who applied during our virtual year, she was one of the first to step up and reimagine in-person Shadow Day visits post-COVID. Her ideas, encouraging prospective students to engage in affinity group club visits, reshaped the experience for future applicants, and her creation of the student host feedback form remains a tool that we use to this day. But that's just one facet in Priol's story. She's a brilliant student whose intellectual appetite spans disciplines, whether animating the phrases of mitosis, right? Mitosis in AP biology, researching Dolores Huerta for history, or writing essays packed with the perfect quote and sharp layered analysis. Priol seeks knowledge not only to check a box, but to understand the world more fully. In classrooms across campus, she challenges herself and others to go deeper, always without traces of senioritis. She is a gifted communicator on the page, on the stage, and in morning assembly, where any announcement from Priol promises to be insightful, witty, and a little irreverent, and unmistakably her. She has written some of the finest pieces for the Blue and White, including an interview with State Senator Nikhil Saval, and a moving reflection on the film Elemental and her cultural identity. She's led with heart as co-clerk of Marvel Club, as a summer reading committee member, as an AAPI month display creator, as backstage tech for our theater productions, and as a beloved older sibling. Her leadership is not performative, it's purposeful. She co-designed and co-taught an exterm course on storytelling through dance, offering peers the gift of learning through Indian classical dance, which she studied since 5th grade. She's a cornerstone for our music ensembles, a LabX and LawX standout, and even helped organize a celebratory party for Arcadia's astronomy department for Jordan Berkey, if you remember, if you were there. If you know, you know. That's what y'all say today. She has done all of this while consistently bringing joy, levity, and intention to all the spaces she enters. Priol's legacy is a masterclass in showing up intellectually, artistically, and communally with her full self. It's with great admiration that we honor her today with the 2025 Directors Award. Priol. Thank you for taking this time to lift up our entire community. Thank you for engaging. You know, this came very quickly, seniors, for me at least. I know that this is your last day of academics before you go off for capstone, and maybe it was a long road here for you, but it's come quickly for me, and I know it's come quickly for a lot of your families that are with us today as well. Seniors, know that this is not the last time that we're going to lift you up. After capstone, you'll return for our senior recognition ceremony in the meeting house. We'll celebrate your contribution. We'll also celebrate your contributions at the athletic award ceremony that happens around that time as well. And this evening, I look forward to seeing a lot of you and hopefully a lot of other community members at the Senior Art Showcase. For now, let us honor the learning, the growth, and the light that lives in each of you. Let us hold each other in that light and celebrate this shared journey of becoming our meeting for learning every day, intentionally. Thank you. Before we leave, after our moment of silence, I'm going to ask all award recipients to please gather right outside in the lobby for a group photo. All reward recipients gather for a brief moment. Let's settle in for a moment of silence and stillness in the manner of friends. When we break, we resume our regular Friday schedule. Let's settle in. Go well.